Namaste and welcome to this week's episode of Himali Spiritual Center. My name is Lakshmi Singh and I am your host for your favorite astrology show that comes here every Thursday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on ITV Gold. Himali ji, namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Himali ji, I've missed you.
I missed you too. I missed everybody.
It was Thanksgiving. We missed you. And then last week we didn't have the show either because, holiday season is happening and everybody's busy with their holiday shopping and festivities and getting their homes ready. But it's so nice to see you once again here.
Well, last week the reason I wasn't here is that one of my students very close to me came over the weekend and thank God we had a distance and we had the mask, and then 2-3 days later he was tested positive. So I said, okay, you know what, I need to go and get. So thank God by the grace of Ma, it was negative. That's why I didn't want to come in case I had it, and I didn't want anyone to get, you especially to get anybody affected. But even if you stay distance away, people please keep a distance, wear a mask. It really, really prevents, this thing, because everybody that I know at least is, in contact more than what we had going back in March. A lot of people have it.
I definitely agree, but you know what? Let's take this call. People are ready to call right away. Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual. Your name, please. Hello?
My name is Jaspal.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you please speak up?
Jaspal.
Jaspal. And Jaspal, what is your last name?
Palmer.
Palmer, like Palmer?
Palmer.
Oh, Parmar.
Oh, Palmer. Okay. And what is your date of birth?
July 18, 1968.
And where were you born?
India.
What part of India?
It's Taranagar, Bihar.
Bihar. Okay. And what is your question today?
I just want to about my health and career.
Okay.
You're a very sensitive, very emotional person. Health-wise, you'll be okay. I don't see anything major happening this year or next year. So health-wise, you'll be good. Career-wise, थोड़ा सा delay है, but you wait till next year March. After that, your health will get better. I mean, your career will pick up and be better. But this year is a little bit thing. But Jaspal, your health-wise, you'll be good.
Okay.
Thank
Can
you.
I ask one thing more? Hello?
Yes, sure.
I just want to know my husband, Rajpal Parmar.
What is your husband's name?
Date of birth. About health, Rajpal Parmar. It's
Rajpal.
July 20, Parmar, July 24th, 1963.
1963.
Yeah, he could have. And where is he born?
It's in India, Punjab.
Okay, he could have little health problem, and his health issue will be related to his heart. So he really, really have to be careful on what he eats and how he, lives. But इनकी health में problem दिखता है बहन. आपका नहीं दिख रहा मुझे, but इनका आपका husband का definitely दिखता है. तो उनको थोड़ा कहिए, a little bit be careful on his health, and it's got to do with heart relative mostly.
Yeah, because he's getting sick and all this cold.
Yeah.
So he's
Him
been
I feel, yes.
hospitalized and everything.
Sorry, yes, him I feel. अगर उनको एक अच्छे and कभी-कभी बहन क्या करते हैं, he doesn't tell everything what happens to him. He keeps a lot to himself. Like if he's not okay, he will say he's okay. So if you could have him wear a good quality ruby, it will help him with his health. Okay, thank you.
Got you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
We had a lot of calls.
We had 5 missed calls. So if anybody was trying to call, we do apologize. You can definitely try to call back. If you can't get us here at the studio, you can always call Himali Ji at her office, which is 718-887-2929. People missed you for 2 weeks. They're calling in.
I miss them too.
Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual. Your name, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Can I talk to Himali ji?
Himali is here.
हेलो नमस्ते अस्मिता बहन, कैसे हो आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ. बस नमस्ते. कैसी है आप
I'm
बहना?
fine अस्मिता बहन. आप ठीक
तो
हो?
हाँ, 2020 जा रहा है. 2021 कैसा होगा?
हम प्रार्थना
सबके
करते माँ
लिए?
से 2021 हम सब के लिए बढ़िया रहे, अच्छा रहे और सबसे ज्यादा ये माँ कोरोना को दूर रहे.
आप ढूंढ निकालो. आप ढूंढ निकालो.
I think what we do, Hasmita Behan, if we pray, because we do not know the real birth of the earth. So it's very difficult to say, but if we all pray together and if we all do the right thing together, we can overcome this. So it is very important that everyone, every single one of us, follow the rules and regulation and don't think that, hey, it's not going to happen to us. Now, we are so happy that we got a new president. And our president,
Yes.
once he swears in, he wants us to wear a mask for 100 days. So if
Yes.
we could follow that as soon as he's sworn in and we follow for 100 days just to wear the mask, we can bring this coronavirus down, flatline it. And, Mata Rani Kirpa Kare, we got the medicine. So hopefully, we can put this in our past and we can all be together in the future. But for us all to be together in the future, right now, presently, you guys have to stay distance from each other, do FaceTime. Please, you don't have to have a party. You can just meet somebody for one time and you can get it. So try to wear a mask. You can say, oh, no, I don't do party. Yes, you don't do party, but you can meet somebody just for the one time and you're not properly prepared, you can get it still.
जरूर.
So if everybody can wear a mask and keep a social distancing, I feel together, if we work at this, we can all be together later on.
बस यही चाहिए और शांति, विश्व शांति.
Yes.
विश्व शांति. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Auntie.
Thank you.
Himali ji, I'm so glad that you're bringing up about coronavirus because, of course, we know the numbers are still going up daily. And, people are in a lot of fear because me personally, this time around, the past month, I know so many people my age that had gotten coronavirus. Luckily, they got it, and then a couple of days later, they were tested negative. So it was nothing serious. But I think, there's a big fear of coronavirus, and are we going to get it because the numbers are going back up? How do people deal with, the fear of it, of going out to the grocery store or going to, a little get-together with 10 people?
It is, if you can avoid even getting together with 2-3 people, you should. Unfortunately, we know a very close person that I know, and she's only 32 years old, and she has a little 4-year-old, and she decided on Thanksgiving his birthday was around there, that everyone should come for a Thanksgiving party or a birthday party / birthday party. And they got together, and unfortunately, yesterday she passed away because she had an underlying health line issue. She had heart issues, she had cholesterol issues. So people like you and me, we never know, kab Bhagwan ne likha hai. We don't know when Bhagwan has written in our destiny, but we have to be very cautious. Not for maybe you feel like you will be okay, but someone else might not be okay. So one person can spread up to 400 people. So you might feel you're okay and you might not suffer the symptoms, but somebody else that you might know, or it could be loved one or dear or close, could suffer and die from this. So it's a really, really painful, a tragedy that just happened in the small community, and her brother has it and he's in the ICU. So the doctor says it's very bad because he's some of his organs are shutting down. So this mother has to go through losing 2 of her kids. And it's so difficult. So I urge everyone, please, this is not only for yourself, but for other people around. Stay home. Just the family people be together. If we all stay apart, then tomorrow we can all be together. If we all try to be together today, tomorrow we might not have each other to be together. So if you can, please stay away, do FaceTiming, people will understand. And people, I know you are frustrated because, oh, I have been scooped up, or there was no party, I didn't go anywhere, didn't go hang out, I'm going to just go. Please, please, just wait a little while. We have the vaccination, and hopefully, next year, everyone would have been taking it and we all can be together. And one thing, monkey fear, that means your inner fear is more stronger. For those people who are really frightened inside, don't be, pray, meditate, because these are certain things that you can do. Like last week, I thought I could have had it. And I sat and I prayed and I said to Ma, if I do have it, please, give me the strength so that I can overcome it. But my Guruji said I don't have it. So I felt, I went and got it tested and I was negative. But I felt okay. But, for a second, you do feel that oh
fear.
My God, if I do, you don't fear for yourself. Then you feel like, what about my son? What about my husband? What about my mother? What about my father? What about my sister, brother? It's a very big. And then, you work every day. And then you want to know, who else was there?
Yeah. Our condolences go out to all of the families who have lost loved ones. Himali, I myself, my friend, one of her good friends' husband recently passed away with coronavirus. He was only 51 years old. And this weekend is his daughter's Sweet 16. They were planning a little Sweet 16 in the backyard with a tent. So unfortunately, the tent is up there, but not for the Sweet 16 anymore. Oh. It is now for the funeral, the wake. But, a lot of people are very fearful of going to work. Now, the schools have opened up, and it's very fearful for parents who have had their kids home for so many months. Do they send their kids to school? Do they keep them at home?
Keep them home, especially if your child has some kind of health issue. I will urge you to keep that child at home. So if you have 2 children and one is okay and one doesn't have, then keep them both. Because you don't want one to go and come back and bring anything to the one at home. So if you do have a child who does have an underlying condition, stay home. Keep the child home.
Himali, we are definitely hitting flu season, where, every time you get a little tingle in your throat or you sneeze, you're going to worry, oh my God,
do I have
coronavirus?
And some people, what they do, the inner fear is more than what could happen. Mm-hmm. So there was a test done once that somebody was told, hey, you've been bit by a snake, and another person was told, hey, you've been bit by a mouse. But the one that was bit by the mouse was actually bit by the snake. But because he wasn't, and the other one was bit by the mouse, but because he was so scared inside that his inner fear made him die or get a heart attack or do something. So if you feel you have this anxiety, you can actually get your horoscope read and you can see what makes you get so nervous, so anxiety, and other people are just fine and they have, you can say, oh my God, how come so-and-so is so okay and I am panicking? Mm-hmm. So you check yourself. What is it? Usually it's the moon. We usually see where the moon is in the person. Some people, the moon is ruled by, Aries, ruled by the sun. So they're very, very strong mentally and emotionally. And some people, the moon is very weak and they have anxiety and they don't feel strong, so they tend to catch negativity more and they grow it. So some people could have the viral and their moon is so strong and themselves that you call them asymptomatic. Yeah. And the other people, they don't. And it is true. It is got to do. They can say, oh, it's the blood group is this. But we also say it's the horoscope. Some people, the third eye, the chakra, is so strong that whatever illness, they overcome it. Yeah. And it's very much, mind over matter. And how come somebody's mind is so strong and somebody's isn't? So it doesn't matter if somebody who's weak, they cannot be strong. They can make themselves strong. It's through meditation, through mantras, through puja. You can make your Agya chakra, your third eye, very strong.
Is there any special mantra one can, maybe go on YouTube or Google for a time like this for healing?
If you feel that, you do have it, and you want to do a mantra, you should light a ghee diya in front of Lord Shivji and do the Shivji mantra, Om Hom Jom Trambakam. You can do the Trambakam mantra, or there's a very simple one, Om Hom Jom Se Mam Pale Pale Jom Hom Se, and there's a very simple mantra you can do, and that will really help you. But mostly, if you do have it, don't panic. Panic is the worst thing you can do. You just pray, meditate, and if you do have any kind of health issues and you're having, then don't stay home. Go to the hospital. And if you can avoid the hospital, say, okay, you know what, I do have it, I'm okay, then stay home. Try to give those people who cannot, because we don't want to flood the hospitals either. Because we don't have people who have underlying condition and they're going to be going into the hospital and who needs more attention.
Okay. Himalaji, for decades we've been hearing about diseases like AIDS, cancer, where there is no cure just as yet. There's no cure for the common cold, but now there's a vaccination for the coronavirus. Now people are double-minded. Should they take this vaccine? Should they not take the vaccine?
I feel like if you're okay, you're healthy. Like I myself don't take flu shot because I get sick if I take that.
Either.
So if you're okay, you feel like, and you're healthy, you don't have any symptom, don't do it. But if you have an underlying, you should talk to your doctors. If you have an underlying symptoms, I feel you should take it because it will, I'm sure this is modern day, they have thoroughly checked, because I don't know if the FDA, if they approved it, because they're supposed to prove it today. So I do not know if they proved it or not. And you should talk to your doctors. If your doctor advises you, you should definitely take it.
Okay. And, besides fear for us in our homes and, our friends, there's so many homeless people now.
Yes.
How is coronavirus affecting them? How can we as a people perhaps help homeless people that may also be in fear of coronavirus?
Well, they do have it. They did test a lot of people. They do. That's why LA has the most. Because of our weather is cold, so we don't have many homeless people outside. They all have to go inside. And this is one thing great that we have in New York. I don't know about any other state, but in New York, if you are tested positive, you do have help. You can go and stay in a hotel for 14 days. It's free of cost, and they do provide you with 2 times a meal and medicine and what you need.
Wonderful.
So there are a lot of things out there for our community, a lot of things out there for the people. If you feel you have it and everybody in your house doesn't, and you can't feel like you don't want to stay home, or you are alone, you can't stay home, you can go and check yourself into your hotel. I believe the 311 will give you more advice and more things that what we have in the community.
Wonderful. Well, guys, if you do want to reach Himali, you can reach her at the office, which is 718-887-2929. She has 2 locations, one in Jersey City and, of course, one right in Queens, which is 131-14 101 Avenue in South Richmond Hill. Let's take this call. Thank you for calling Himali. Your name, please?
हाय बेना मैं स्मिता बोल रही हूँ.
हाँ स्मिता बहन.
हाँ देखो बेना, एक इतने क्राइसिस में मंडे ग्रहण है, वो ग्रहण बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है बेना.
Yes, Monday Grahan, thank you for saying Monday Grahan hai. So people should usually, fast. They do fast to the time, especially if you are a pregnant woman. For them, it's very important for the Grahan that during that Grahan period time, they shouldn't, eat or sleep, especially if you are pregnant anywhere from the beginning till up until the 8-9 month. You should really be careful what you do. So, but the Grahan time, people should pray. It is very important. Yes. Thank you, Asmita Behan.
Thank you so much. Himalaji, I'm concerned about one thing. I know a few people who, let's say, got tested for coronavirus on a Monday, but then on a Thursday, it came back negative. Do you think that there are some false positives out there? Or
I mean, it could be, but they shouldn't take that as, it could be that they were and they're about to get over the time they probably were, had the virus it doesn't stay that long in your body. We gave like 14 days, but they probably had it prior to the time. And after they tested positive, 2-3 days later, they're probably out of the system and they're okay. Remember, the COVID is the 19 is usually is in your nasal passage. So if it moves to your lungs and the other parts of your organ is bad, we really have that inside us when we get the cold. So people, if you are tested positive, you should still stay home. If you feel you tested negative and you have the symptoms, you should still stay home and really wait it out. Don't take things lightly and say, oh, you know what, the test was negative. Oh, you know what, the test was positive. It could be false. Don't do that. Stay home. Yes, there are, everything is technical. Anything could go wrong. It could be a mistake, but you should stay home and follow the protocol that we're supposed to do.
Right. Now, numbers went up,
Yes.
right after Thanksgiving. People wanted to, of course, be with their friends, their families, but now Christmas is coming up. I mean, what is your recommendation for people who normally will be together with their families for Christmas?
I urge them, please, just stay home with the people. I know you're going to miss your mom and dad. I know you're going to miss your families, but we always could have one next year. If we do something this year and we lose our loved one, next year we'll be alone. So this year, please stay home and try to, enjoy, make it positive. Maybe you meant to stay home. Maybe there is a greater thing behind it. We don't know why Bhagwan gave this, there could be a greater reason for it. If you can stay home and pray and just keep it at home, 4 people, just you yourself is not bad. But stay home, I urge you, because of Thanksgiving and the traveling, it was crazy. People went out and now look how high it is and people are dying. We do not want it to repeat on Christmas and especially on New Year's. So please, everyone, the next 3 weeks is very, very important for us.
Himali, I want to ask you, what special things do you do for Christmas?
For Christmas, I usually, like Gidia, and I pray. My whole home is vegetarian. So, and we do cook little, whatever everybody likes, and we sit and we eat, and my son puts up the tree, so my tree is already up, and he does get his gift, so he can't wait to open up like any other kids, even if he's 25. Aww. So we do have, it is great, but New Year's is coming up.
And what do you do for New Year's? Yeah.
New Year's, me and my son, we have this, that we stay up until midnight and we watch the ball go down. We never went to Times Square, and this way we definitely won't be going, and no one else should. And you should make your tradition at home, everyone home, you should make a tradition, and that should be followed out. And that will be what you call holiday.
Have you thought of a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, we usually do. The biggest one I do is I try to lose weight. I think everybody
does.
Everybody, so they eat in the holidays, and the New Year resolution is want to lose, But I feel like your New Year's resolution you should make is you will pray more. And be thankful for everything that we have, and thankful for all the things that we got under the circumstances that we are in this country on 2020. We are so fortunate that we got so much.
Now, Himali, do you have any prayer services at the center on 101 Avenue, or is everything virtual now?
It's virtual, and I do have people who have the coronavirus and they test positive and they're crying and they call me, and I'm there for them. And I do talk to them and I do pray for them. And please, it's not a charge or anything. If you feel going through anxiety, anxiousness, and things happen, you can call up my center and I'll be there. I will listen and I will pray for you and your family.
We are talking about anxiety of coronavirus and fear of going out. But there are some people having anxiety being home, locked up.
It is, they call it the cabin fever. People do get depressed, and this is why people are refusing to stay home. This is why we have it so much now that we didn't have it in March so much, because people were afraid and they didn't know what was happening. They stayed home and we flatlined it very quickly. Now we are unable to, because people think, okay, you know what, I can beat this, it's not a big deal, but please stay home.
And even being around people 24/7. I mean, normally a husband and wife, everyone goes off to work, and there's a break in between there between husband and wife. But now they're seeing each other 24/7. And there's a lot of, some people having stress and tension. what's your recommendation for,
I think if you
families that are just
are
getting
together,
too close?
get you and your husband, don't sit on, get a two part of the room and do some, me time. Sit separate, do separate things, give each other some separate space. Don't be 24, because even if you stay 24 hours with anyone, it doesn't have to be your husband. Even if you're with your kids, you start getting annoyed. So during the day, and when the other one is getting irritated or you're getting irritated, take a step away from that room and go to a next room and just do something. Read a book, pray, go and meditate. Do something.
How important is it for people to get out, like to actually go, go walk around the block?
It
get
is so
some
important.
sun?
It is very important. Usually in the winter, people tend to get depressed
Yes.
more than the summer. So because they don't see the sunlight. And we are so lucky that we haven't had so much, bad weather here. So if you feel like one is getting tense, just put on your coat and your hat and just go around the block, go for a walk. Go and you don't need to go to a store, just walk around the block 2-3 times and give that other person some space. And I always urge people, when somebody is upset in your family or they're angry with each other, do not fight back, just stay quiet, stay calm, because that person only angry or irritated for a small reason. If you're also going to get angry and fight back, it just escalates it and makes it worse. So just step back and just, don't say anything. And when everything calms down, then go back to the issue and say, hey, I would like to talk about it. People have to learn to start talking about their feelings and the issues that they have, instead of yelling and screaming. Yelling and screaming and throwing things is not the solution. And especially drinking. I really urge people, you're home, you could, have 1 or 2 drinks and it gets very ugly. If you know you have a problem with drinking, stay away. Drink hot beverages. This is good time. Don't do alcohol, because this is why, Lakshmi, a lot of families gets broken. A lot of family have problems because of alcohol. Too much alcohol is no good.
Yeah, and communication is so very,
It
very
is
important.
The women's. I have a lot of women. They say, my husband drinks. That's the biggest problem. We can't do anything. We can't talk. We cannot have. He's always drinking, and they don't know what to do. It is so difficult. And start with your children, because remember, the children, whatever they see, they keep it in them. They keep it, and they tend to do the same
They're
thing.
going to repeat the actions.
Yes.
They're going to repeat the actions. They're going to think it's okay. And we come from a society where women are usually much more submissive.
Yes.
And, living in America, things are a little bit different, where, women don't have to take the abuse, whether it be verbal abuse or physical
And they
abuse.
shouldn't. I really think they shouldn't. And it's not because I'm a woman. I wouldn't like if it was a man wouldn't like, or anyone wouldn't like to be abusive, right? So I don't think anyone should take, physical, mental, emotional abuse from anybody. If you feel that you're in any kind of that relation, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
You need to get out.
Himali ji, if someone's in this situation and is this something they can reach out to you? Maybe there's certain prayers.
Yes, they do. A lot of people do.
meditation.
If you feel like that, please, you reach out. We can talk about it. We can tell what you should do at home and how you can, overcome. A lot of people are in a, mentally, emotional, physical relationship abuse, and they don't want to leave the house. There's also things you can do there to make yourself strong.
Such great topic. Maybe we can discuss a little bit more about women and, home, domestic violence, and what they can do in the future. But guys, if you want to reach Himali ji, our time is just about up. You can always give her a call at the office, which is 718-887-2929. And she's located right in Richmond Hill, 131-14 101 Avenue. Do make an appointment. Himali ji, it's about that time. I'd ask you to say a prayer.
I do. I pray to Lord Shivji. I pray to Bhagwan to keep everybody healthy. And I pray to Ma, those of you who are not with us, please give strength and peace in that family. And those of you who are going through the difficult time, I pray to Ma to heal you and to give you good health and wealth. And please, not only for yourself, think about others too. And you take care this weekend, and I hope to see you all soon.